Hey Astra Kids, and welcome back. And this is my interpretation of what it looks like to have your natal moon in the nakshatra of Uttara Phalguni. And I'm super excited to do this one because this is where my moon is placed as well. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. So before we get into this, we first have to understand what the moon represents, and then we have to break down this nakshatra of Uttara Phalguni. And just a quick disclaimer, this is not according to Western tropical astrology. This will be according to Vedic astrology, which is using the sidereal zodiac. So if you are not familiar with what your sidereal moon sign is, there's a link to a calculator down below in the description so that you have the correct information. So the moon is one of the most important grahas in Vedic astrology. The moon is representing your mind, and therefore the moon represents everything in your life. The moon is a projector. It is a reflector. Everything that is happening within your mind becomes a manifestation in your physical reality. In the same way, you are perceiving everything that is in your physical reality. So the moon is projecting what is in your mind and is reflecting everything that is in your external environment. The moon is representing your body. It is representing your health and vitality. The moon also is representing how you are interacting with other people. When people are coming across you and you are making connections, socializing, this is the personality that is coming forward. The moon represents your social standings, how you fit into society, how you're able to adapt and relate to others. The moon also is popularity and beauty. The moon is representing the mother, your connection to your mother, the type of nurturing that you need emotionally, what is making you emotionally fulfilled and satisfied. The moon also is representing all of the fluid in your body, and so it is also connected to your water intake. It is connected to your nourishment, all of your needs that need to be met. The moon is a very private and personal planet that has to do with your emotions, how you are reacting and responding to situations around you. So Uttara Phalguni means the latter reddish one, or the latter fig tree. And this is a continuation of our previous nakshatra, as that was the former reddish one. So these are coming in a pair. The first nakshatra of Purva Phalguni was the front legs of the bed, and this is the back legs of the bed. And this bed has everything to do with marriage, union. This is all about the bounty, the bliss that comes through marriage and partnership. In this Uttara Phalguni, this is a more serious part of this pair, where this is where the responsibilities, the weight of the marriage, of the partnership, of the commitment is very strong in this Uttara part. Uttara Phalguni is called the star of patronage, and it falls from 26 degrees 40 minutes of Leo till 10 degrees of Virgo. So 1/4 of this nakshatra exists in the sign of Leo, and 3/4 of it fall within Virgo. This is a nakshatra that is very much a pure and kind-hearted nakshatra, as it's ruled by the sun, and the sun has everything to do with purity. This is also ruled over by the deity of Aryaman, and Aryaman is the protector of family inheritance, along with the ruler over the sacred ancestors and of marriage contracts. So this has everything to do with contracts, bindings, dealings, commitments. This is a very committed nakshatra. As this is related to a bed, it has everything to do with stability. And this is a fixed nakshatra. So it is very fixed, it is very stable, it is very consistent in nature. So these are very stable and consistent individuals who are born under this nakshatra. Very loyal, very steadfast, in some cases very stubborn and immovable. They are all about stability, security. They like consistency and routine, doing things with discipline, with patience. This is a very stable and supportive nakshatra. So these are also very helpful individuals. This nakshatra has everything to do with the upliftment of society, helping others with their problems. Making the world a better place is the aim of this nakshatra of Uttara Phalguni. Uttara Phalguni is symbolized by the sexual type of the bull, and the bull is a cow, and the cow is known as a very sacred animal. So this is showing the sattvic, the pure, the innocent qualities of this nakshatra. These are individuals who are very pure of heart, who have an agenda of kindness, of helping within the world. This is also a nakshatra that is all about nobility. This is associated with the nebulous, which is the stars that are found within the tail of the lion, which has everything to do with honorable actions, nobility, and sharp intellect. And so these are very intellectual individuals who are born under Uttara Phalguni. And there is a difference between the Leo part and the Virgo part. So within the Leo part, there tends to be more of a philosophical and creative intelligence, whereas though in the Virgo part, it is more logical, it's more practical, it is more about systems, more technical, analytical. And so there is a difference in terms of how this intelligence is coming through. In the Leo part, there is sort of a divine intelligence that is present there, where there's a strong intuition, strong spirituality. But in the Virgo part, there is a tendency to overanalyze, to over-intellectualize. And so this is a very sharp-minded individual that is born within the Virgo portions of this nakshatra, often very technical, very tech savvy, very much able to deal with computers, with media, with any kind of technical or practical applications. Uttara Phalguni falls under the warrior caste. And so once again, these are guardians, protectors. These are people who care deeply for humanity. And so these are the social workers, the counselors, the people out in the world trying to make a difference, through organizations, through partnership, or through some outlet of trying to help humanity. There is a strong inclination towards wanting to help, wanting to fix problems, wanting to make situations better on all fronts. These are people who are highly courageous, who have a ton of courage and willpower, very determined, very disciplined people. These are individuals who you can count on to be there to support you through the difficulties of life. There is a tendency to be very much about relationships. These are individuals who do not like to be alone. They are all about partnership. They are all about connecting with others, ensuring that others have what they need. They are very focused on what they can do for others, what they can give to others. And so there is a self-sacrificing nature to this nakshatra. But this also can have a tendency to lead to codependency. So there is a need to be very careful about how you are approaching relationships and what kinds of people you're getting involved in. Are you getting into relationships just to help people, just to give people something, or is it a mutual connection that you're having with these people? So paying very close attention to your needs, and if you are sacrificing too much is very important. These are individuals who are very much, once again, very intellectual, very creative, very talented. These are people who tend to have a knack for words, for literature, very good in terms of speaking, writing, very articulate individuals, especially on the Virgo side, as we have that Mercury influence that is in there ruling over Virgo. These are people who can lean towards the medical field, towards any kind of health and wellness. These are people who care a lot about their health, about their fitness, about their appearance. They're very much self-conscious and very focused on taking good care of their health. These are people who can have a very fit physique, who can be very much into diet, into any kind of exercise. These are people who are highly educated, often very much about seeking and gaining more knowledge, wanting to learn. There is a tendency to never stop with wanting to learn. They are all about learning. To them, life is about learning. And especially on the Virgo portion, there is a tendency to want to gain more and more information, to analyze, to break down, to observe. Again, this is a very intellectual part of this nakshatra here with this mercurial influence over in Virgo. These are people who can do very well in education. However, they also have a tendency to be self-taught, able to teach themselves, able to learn on their own. They're very sharp-minded individuals. They have a strong focus on helping, once again, but there can sometimes be an arrogant side to this, where they are seeking some appreciation from others, seeking to be acknowledged for what they can give to others. And so these are people, if they are not noticed, if they are not given any kind of appreciation for their kindness, there can be a tendency to become very arrogant, very angry towards others, very resentful. And so if they are not appreciated, there can be a tendency to not want to help others anymore, to not want to participate anymore. A withdrawing that takes place when they are feeling very unappreciated by others. Now, on the Virgo side, there can be a restlessness within the mind, a very curious mind, constantly wanting to consume more and more information. However, this can lead to over-analyzing. This can lead to all sorts of disorders, such as anxiety, OCD. These can be people who are using their minds way too much and getting frustrated, getting stressed out. There is a tendency to come into these issues on the Virgo side. Virgo also is associated with the digestive system, so there can be some digestive issues that are associated with this over-analyzing that is found here in the Virgo sign. These are individuals who can make excellent scientists, researchers, investigators, very logical individuals on this Virgo side. On the Leo side, you can especially see people who are involved in designing, artistic fields, creativity, acting, performing, all sorts of public expressions. That Leo side has a need to express itself creatively. On the Virgo side, it's going to be more logical, more about the data, more about the information, more about observing and breaking things down in a very practical manner. There is a tendency to be able to organize things very diligently. These are excellent leaders born under Uttara Phalguni, able to organize groups of people, able to organize homes, able to organize all sorts of organizations that they're a part of, able to keep everything organized and on task. These are excellent task managers that are born under this Uttara Phalguni. Especially on the Leo side, we can see a lot of leadership characteristics, very charismatic, very much able to lead and charm a crowd of people. On the Virgo side, it tends to lean more towards organizing systems, more towards organizing tasks and responsibilities. On both sides of this nakshatra, there is a very attractive personality, able to charm others very easily. On the Virgo side, there especially can be a tendency to lead towards media personalities, towards politicians, people who are able to charm others with their words. And so these both have a very attractive quality about them. No matter which side we're looking at, Leo especially is going to come from the heart, where we're going to see more of this creative expression. These are individuals who also can be very humorous, very entertaining, able to really entertain and to uplift others with their positivity. Very optimistic individuals, always looking to make sure that others are having the best experience, to uplift every situation, to make sure that everyone has everything that they need, that everything is going smoothly. And so once again, these are the warriors. These are the people who are all about making sure that society is leading towards something that is better, that is greater, that will help, that will benefit the collective. These are individuals who do very well in the mundane areas of life. Again, very logical, very much able to manage tasks and responsibilities. These are people who also can come into an inheritance or who can gain money through some sort of partnership or marriage. Once again, this is the latter fruit of the tree. And so these are individuals who receive their karmic fruits later in life. So there's a tendency to gain great wealth when getting into marriage or partnership. These are people who can come into contacts with others through all sorts of partnerships and contracts that can increase their resources. These are people who are never in a position where they are without any sort of wealth. They're able to get by in life no matter what the circumstance is. There is a blessing that comes through this Aryaman deity that is associated with Uttara Phalguni. So these are very lucky, very fortunate individuals. They often are able to achieve great feats through partnership, through teamwork. They're very much loyal. They are about supporting others, and this is where their greatness comes in. These are people who make excellent counselors, teachers. They are always looking to share their wisdom, to share their advice with others. Uttara Phalguni individuals are also very hardworking. So we talked about how Purva Phalguni can be very lazy, how that first part of this pair can be much more about enjoying life. However, this is taking more of a serious tone here in this Uttara Phalguni. So these are very hard-working individuals. They are very diligent. They are very devoted to all of the tasks that they do within their life. They are people who you can easily rely on to accomplish tasks. They're very sincere, very straightforward individuals, very much about being honest, about being moral, about doing what's right. They also are about correcting their mistakes. So this nakshatra, as it is the later part of the return of our karmas, is also about dealing with those past karmas in a very mature way, where this is the grown-up stage of this Phalguni pair. So these are individuals who are looking to correct their mistakes, who are looking to do what's right, and this often makes them extreme perfectionists, especially on the Virgo side of this nakshatra, where there is an over-intellectualizing. So these are people who are always looking to better themselves, who are always looking to correct their mistakes, and who are also looking to spread their light to others, to better the society as a whole. The desire of Uttara Phalguni is to become the lord of the animals. So there also can be a connection to taking care of animals that is found within this nakshatra, as Virgo also is the original 6th house of our natal chart, which is the home of pets. Now there are 4 quarters found within each nakshatra, so we can divide this 13-degree 20-minute nakshatra up into 3-degree 20-minute sections. And the first will fall from 26 degrees 40 minutes until 30 degrees of Leo. This is falling under a Sagittarius Navamsa. And so these are individuals who are very philosophical, who are all about doing what is right, standing up for what is right. These are warriors out in the world. These often make excellent politicians, excellent leaders. These are people who are very blessed and fortunate. Those who are born within the 2nd quarter are falling from 0 degrees till 3 degrees 20 minutes of Virgo. So this is our first Navamsa falling under Virgo under this Uttara Phalguni nakshatra. And this is a Capricorn Navamsa. These are individuals who often are very attractive, who are very much materialistic and drawn towards doing things to help others, to make a difference. They're very much drawn towards knowledge, towards religion, towards mystical studies. These are people who also can go through difficulties in life. ups and downs, losses, difficulties, and reputation can come across in this nakshatra. This sometimes on the negative side can be a very greedy part of this nakshatra. These are individuals who are looking to gather a ton of possessions and knowledge, and there can be a tendency towards depression. Those who are born within the third quarter of Uttara Phalguni are born under an Aquarius Navamsa. These are individuals who are very attractive. They often are attractive in the way that they look and come across, along with how they speak. There is often a very mystical or aloof nature about them, where they come across as very attractive towards others. These are people who often are drawn towards mystical studies, towards religious teachings, occult knowledge, and these are often people who are very skilled at writing, very clever-minded individuals, and very much drawn towards helping others. Those who are born under the fourth quarter of this Uttara Phalguni Nakshatra are born under a Pisces Navamsa, and this is a Pushkar Navamsa, so this is a very fortunate position to be born under. These are individuals who are highly blessed and fortunate. Anything that you are working towards can become very prosperous under this fourth quarter. These are individuals who often are very mystical, very intuitive. They are very much about doing what's right and standing up for what's right, and they're very self-sacrificing.